Hey everybody, welcome to SWAT's fourth podcast.
I
Today
am
we got
back.
Hey Todd, how's it going?
You know,
Okay, let's start. Hey everybody, welcome to SWAT's fourth podcast. Today we have Chris and Todd with us. Chris has been a member since around 2011 or the very beginning, coming in and out. Um, and currently a SWAT administrator. Say hello, Chris.
hello.
Okay, I was expecting something like that. Okay, and we have Todd as well with us. Todd's been is an agency veteran from years down the road, and he's been a supporter of SWAT for years. And he's currently actually recently in the last couple of months actually joined on as an administrator for us as well. So he's helping us in that area as well. But he's been supporting us for a long time. We appreciate him. So today is a little bit of a different episode than the ones we usually start with, like the kind of their history behind them and stuff, and maybe we'll get to that in like a later episode with Todd and Chris. But today I brought them on specifically because of some of the happenings that happened this week. Happenings that happened. Okay, but this week there's a bunch of news with Habbo 2020, the newer version of Habbo. For those who don't know, the Flash version on PC, at least for computers, and the Flash version, the Flash launcher client, whatever you want to say, is going to be retired at the end of this year, and they're going to be bringing on a new version of Habbo, basic. And we should be able to keep all our furniture and stuff, but there's a lot of changes and features that they're messing with, and they're not able to bring to us right away, and that's causing a lot of drama and like outrage in the community. And we're just gonna be talking about it, kind of discussing it, and like the implications and some of our thoughts. Because me myself, I have some thoughts, and it'd be good to see like how other people kind of think about that. And I feel like Chris and Todd would just be the perfect people to like kind of discuss this whole entire topic. I think we have all our resources up and ready to kind of dig into this. I think we're gonna start off by just going over like, I think it was like Wednesday or Tuesday. Um, it got leaked. Like Habbo was gonna do like this beta thing, and some of the features got leaked, or the lack of features thereof got leaked by one of the fan sites. We can't pronounce their name. So what did we decide we were going to call them?
We'll call it Pew for now.
Pew. Okay, so we are going to call it Pew. It's PuhekU. Pew. I don't know. It's some kind of like Sweden. You said fan site.
Finish.
Spanish. Yeah,
Yeah,
Finnish.
finish.
But they kind of leaked like one of the articles before they got released, and then Habbo had to make this tweet. October 19th. October 19th was Monday. So that was actually Monday. This is the Sunday following that Monday. So been about 6 days since they did this. Basically, dang it, I got it. Let's see here, loading this up. Earlier today, some information leaked from the website about the upcoming Habbo 2020 beta. Changes made to a specific core part of Habbo experience, trading. This whole entire thing that like all the drama started around trading is because when we found out that like trading was not going to be basically allowed, the 1v1 interaction, like you go to somebody in a room and like, hey man, you want to trade? We click them and then click trade. That feature come 2020, that the new client in like a month or so is going to be non-existent basically. They said we'd like to address some of the concerns we've seen of the community because of the beta launch. First and foremost, we'd like to make it clear that trading is not being removed from Habbo. Now they said this, right? But they said, however, it is changing. In the new Habbo client, trading will be done exclusively via the marketplace. Initially, due to time constraints, private one-on-one trading, the marketplace will not be available. One-on-one trading on the marketplace will not be available. So for a certain amount of time, you're not going to be able to one-on-one trade. Basically, the only way you're going to be able to buy a furniture from somebody is through the marketplace, open marketplace, basically. And when it comes to the one-on-one trading, like the leaks that have already come out, basically you're not going to be able to, like, we're expecting them to not allow us to trade. Okay, I have this furniture here, trade me. I have this furniture, let's trade this furniture for that furniture. Instead, it's going to be like, I'm going to have a private offering on the marketplace that is only for my friends, right? And I'm going to put an item on there, and you're going to have to pay coins. I'll put my furniture on my private listing, and it's going to be for this much coins. And so, like, people are fearing there's not going to be that, being able to trade furniture. There's a whole bunch more that people brought out to our attention, but we're going to start off with that. What do you guys feel about, like, not being able to trade furniture for furniture?
Well,
Do we
as
have to be
tra-
PG?
Yeah, we're gonna try to be PG here because I know just a little bit.
I thought
So-
I should ask.
So we're gonna try to post some of this content on Twitter. So, yeah, let's try to stick it as much PG as you can. Like, like specifically, like, what do we think the implications of such a thing? Like, what is that gonna, like? Not just the fact that you're not gonna be able to trade in, like, even if, like, if it was just coins, like, you're not able to trade furniture for coin, like furniture for furniture. Instead, you have to do furniture for coins.
Todd, you can go first.
yeah, I don't. There's a good and bad about this thing. So, me personally, I don't trade furniture, but the fact that we won't have coin shops to look for items, it will be quite hard.
Yes, definitely. The coin shops are not going to be are going to be a thing of the past.
Yes.
Dang. So many times, like you're not gonna see, like, little deals like, oh, hey, here's this. Let's say, like, people aren't going to do that 2-for-1 kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
$5
buy
Yeah,
for
or like the
one
3
seat.
for 2 or
Yeah.
3 for 3 or like 3 for 4 or something like
Yeah.
that.
That'll be
That's-
gone.
That's going to be gone. So it's going to be like one, right? It's like, if somebody wants to sell, so those items prices are going to go up to one coin. They're not going to be 2 coins. So a lot of that kind of furniture's prices are going to go up.
It can become trash.
Well, that depends on if it's going to be like the current market where there's a 1 coin escrow or whatever you want to call it.
No, okay, so according to that, they're gonna get rid of the taxes from 1 coin to 50 coin. So you're able to trade without tax if you go to 1 to 50.
That's
They
interesting.
say.
I could see them doing that. I mean, that makes sense.
Yes.
So at least it's not going to cost you 2. So, like, those furnitures that were below 1 coin are now going to just be worth 1 coin.
Yes.
So that's the one thing that I kind of see from not allowing that kind of interaction, and you having to do it on a marketplace kind of thing where it's, like, controlled a little bit. There's some, like, big rares. Like, I've seen people trade, basically, like, you go to, like, B from Habbo. For those who don't know, there's a guy on Habbo named B. He is proclaimed to be the richest of all Habbos, and you can go on Habbo, and he has, like, this rare trading form thing on Habbo, and you're able to see some of his trades that he makes. He puts them down as notable trades, and a lot of times he's trading, like, rares that are worth like 20, 50,000 coins, right? And some of those, like, those numbers you can't even put on the marketplace. Okay. And he'll trade huge rares for, like, okay, so many gold bars plus, a couple of thrones. A lot of people have thrones because thrones prices are pretty consistent. And there's some other rares that are pretty consistent that people will use. I don't think that'll be too huge. I think everybody just transitioned over to coins. But I think that's another thing that'll kind of happen right there.
See, I'm kind of the same with Todd here. I don't trade for Fernie. I really don't have a lot of Fernie. Like, I don't care for Fernie because it's just another item for cosmetic.
Yeah.
But I see this going pretty badly, actually. This is going to basically make it so that the more coins you have, the more you can control the market. Whereas before, you couldn't control the market because of coin shops. Whereas now, with the fact that everything's going to have to be done in a marketplace setting, if I have 1,000,000 credits, I can sit there and buy up everything on the market for a specific item and then relist everything at a higher price.
Yeah.
Because 100% everything has to go through there.
Yep. It's gonna be a lot more manipulation's gonna happen. We've seen rich Habbos manipulate the market before.
Yep.
Like a lot of
And
rich
this might definitely kill up the underground casinos.
Yeah. A lot of rich Habbos will buy up like rares right before they launch, like the duck, like kind of like wreath thing that they come out with, that they like
Yep.
almost like I forget what they call it,
And then
but
rise at like 100 Seymour.
yeah, like well, it started off with like 500 coins on the dot, like boom, 500 coins. That's because a bunch of rare people like traded for them, and then like set the price on there. Okay, we're gonna start at 500 coins, but that is what it is. Manipulation, bigger chance for manipulation of the market, definitely. The whole
I know that happens because I was there and I actually knew a good fair few of the people who did it to the crowns and the cat demon faces.
Yeah.
When they were only worth like 20 coins a piece or so.
I lost bees. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna name names on who the people are.
I won't name names.
Yeah, neither would I.
Okay, so let's go through some of the replies the community had to this initial post. Like there was some bunch of like outrage on there. Let's see some of the notable ones here. This guy called Rick Lopez, he was in the comments quite a bit that day. He was probably one of the most upset people I saw. He's just like, if you remove person-to-person trading, I'll quit. We're not removing trading. Probably replied to that one. Was like, we're not removing trading. Please read the recent statements. Then they replied. Okay, a lot of people are mentioning the fact that like majority of Habbo right today is like based off of trading.
Yeah.
We have the top rooms right now, and I'm gonna get onto this. Like this is kind of my whole entire thought process, and the one thing that like I was having some ideas that I wanted to see what other people thought about them. The whole entire thing is like a lot of Habbo transitioned because agencies transitioned from it, and like basically all of Habbo transitioned from a lot of majorly role playing into some kind of like motivation based, like nobody does anything without like the motivation behind coin behind it. Almost it feels like there's a lot of people, there's a community of people who are doing this stuff for not non-coin purposes, but like to move like anything, like to get any kind of player base, you have to like fork out coins to get people there. You look at agencies right now, like the most popular rooms right now. Okay, so you have the UN pays 10 to 50 coins daily. FBI doesn't have anything. HDA pays 6 times. I'm just looking at a screenshot somebody posted. It was like talking about how like you're literally cutting out, not allowing trading is going to cut out like every single category on the main page right now. All these agencies are offering all these coin offers, right? And then you have the like fan site games, right? So here's one right here: fridge game, prize 100 coins, fairy trap, 10 coins, win 10 coins, win this, win that, and all that. Basically, Habbo has transitioned into you have to offer those coins to bring in people to your rooms to advertise whatever your cause is, be it your like community of like an agency or a community of an army, community of a fan site. If you're trying to advertise your fan site, you're gonna put up these prizes for these rooms to run all day. It's all coins, all these coins, and Habbo's gonna, like, if they get rid of that interaction and allowing people to just give away stuff, then it's gonna take all those.
Yep.
Take all those, and that's like majority of the outcry, and like people keep saying in the comments, does this mean we can't? How are we gonna give away stuff? Basically, like that's what the one thing that everybody's in like in this comments, and I'm looking at it. So how will we give away? How will giveaways work then? This one Jeremiah user tweets. Trading will be done exclusively in the marketplace. Is it really trading or selling? In the current marketplace, it's not possible to trade furniture just by them. You can share a screenshot, please make it. Yeah, so people calling for screenshots and such.
I mean, when you take the trading away, what's there left on Habbo?
Yeah.
I can't think of, except for the discussion rooms and like, say, Club NX.
Yeah. So
and chilling rooms, there's nothing left, and those aren't that popular.
if you think back in like 2013, 2012, 2011, I know that's basically when I started around that time, but like if you think about it, if you remember, like there was all these like player based rooms. You had people had like a McDonald's, right? There were airports that people just came in there and role played basically. Um there was no like group behind them. It was literally just a user made an airport for role playing. The hospitals, right? Schools. I know there's a few schools still around that's popular. I think there's just one really.
They used to be PlayStations that were not coin.
Yeah, they weren't coin motivated though. A lot of these rooms were not coin motivated. Like the only rooms like that today are like some of the public rooms, Club NX, and such. And it's not like you're role playing to do anything really. It's really just chatting.
Role play ones, no, but I mean there were still jobs, etc., and that actually paid, but they didn't pay that well. And when they did it, I think it was like 1 coin every couple of weeks or something. Like it was nothing extreme.
Yeah, there was no consistent pay back in the day like that. SWAT was the first agency to really like have a consistent pay schedule and be like, you guys are gonna get paid this at this time. And like what we did was we started every Saturday on right after the weekly meeting. Because of that, like, we were able to blow up. We were the first to do that. And I think I attribute that to a lot of our success back in the day.
See, I was a moderator back in the day for a roleplay that actually paid.
Really?
But I was moderating for like swearing.
It's not very common. Even that, like, militaries, even before agencies, they rarely paid. I got lucky enough to join one that did, but again, it wasn't consistent. There wasn't anything to shake a stick at. But then again, back then you didn't have furniture that costed 30,000 coins.
But that's what I'm saying.
Back then I got paid HC sofas, not coins.
There's a point that I'm trying to lead up to here, and it's the fact that I believe like Habbo might be trying to just like, okay, we have this product, right? We have this platform, and this is what you're able to do on the platform.
Yeah.
Right? The community the whole of the community has transitioned from a period where the motivation to come into a room used to be all like majority roleplay. Agencies were majority was roleplay, and the community that there was. It was the motivation was not the coins. There was these players who were making rooms, like an airport, like all those different rooms, the hospital, the airports, the Streets of Habbo, if you remember. Streets of Habbo was really big back then.
Yep.
Yeah, the game. Yeah.
Dice Play owned a bunch of those rooms. Gabbana, she owned a bunch of those rooms. When he left, it transitioned to being Gabbana owning most of the popular role-playing rooms. And then agencies and armies were not like paid and such. I think the main things that were paid back then were the fan site games, and those were huge back then because they were like one of the only sources for coins. So the whole entire community transitioned from like a whole entire like the community being basically geared toward role playing and communities and socializing to being more motivated. Like you can't get any Habbos to come do anything unless you're offering coins. And if I'm Habbo, in my eyes, like if I'm offering a product right out there, like, okay, I have this service that I'm allowing people to have, But in Habbo's eyes, like in my eyes at least, if I'm a Habbo in the Sioux Lake and whoever owns Sioux Lake now, I'm thinking like this whole entire community is a little toxic and is not a very good, like, not a very welcoming community of
I
people.
agree.
It's not a welcoming atmosphere, I should say. It's that's actually a pretty boring atmosphere. Okay, you come on, you want coins and such, and you got to do what all these players tell you to do. And a lot of times that's pretty boring because a lot of the agencies today are pretty boring. A lot of people just come in there AFK and they're doing something else, like they're watching a TV show. They're talking to people outside of Habbo while they have Habbo up, but they're making sure not to AFK at the front desk. Um, but I could see it as like Habbo, like is like, okay, the whole entire like our what we have to offer, the value that we have to offer people, newer players and such, is the community. Like the community is the
Key.
like is the product, right? Without the community, you're gonna come onto Habbo and there's nothing to do. But because there's a community of people, you're gonna try to implement. You're gonna try to put yourself out there into this community and figure out what's geared towards what you like to do.
Yeah,
And
but
okay, go on.
the problem with that is like you even stated it yourself. Today's generation, I'm just gonna say generation, doesn't want the community per se. Most of them, as you even said it, want coins.
Yeah, a lot of people
That's
want
why all
coins.
of them are mad. A lot of us veterans that don't even take pay, they don't care about the pay all that much, are just like, man, trading, whatever. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, it's gonna suck to not be able to buy things from people and get deals or like whatever, or be able to help someone out and be like, hey, here you go.
yeah,
But at the same time, is it's like for those that don't trade or collect Fernie or whatever, we don't care.
yeah. So you could say that I'm trying to, be on, like, I'm not like super on. I feel like they have a lot of room to be more transparent with us on. And but I feel like that's a lot of the conversation. Like we can't know for 100% sure, but I feel like if I'm just looking at it from a business standpoint, and if I'm a business owner and such, and Habbo is like the thing, like how are we going to make that? We want to grow the user base, and if your main product is the community, and the community is in a state where you can't get anything done, none of the players can get anything done without offering coins, and that like kills that whole entire idea right there. It kills any kind of like role play stuff. um, there are some instances where that's not the case, but for the most part, like we can see that that's what's come about, and everything's just geared around offering coins to motivate people to come to the rooms, and that's the community. That's the product that they have to offer new users. Okay, and I don't see that as a very welcoming kind of idea. And I think that's kind of what they're seeing as well. And so I'm thinking that possibly them cutting off like a lot of this trading will
Improve.
will improve the community, because I think if you look at like they're probably like they're trying to look at the competitors and see like what, like, as a community, basically what does our community gear up or level up, how does our community level versus like a community like Minecraft's community or Roblox's community or any of these other games' community, right? And and they have a lot that they can do to actually push us to be a certain way, right? They're looking at like Roblox, like for Roblox and Minecraft, on the Minecraft service, you don't have to offer people monetary to get them to come join those servers and everything, those rooms. You could almost think like those servers, Minecraft servers, are almost like rooms for Habbo, right? They don't have to offer them because there's like a bunch of role playing and PvP and all that kind of stuff, right? Habbo, in a sense, could be like trying to transition our community to be like more role playing and more community based, because that's what's going to happen if you get rid of the coins like that. Agencies aren't just going to go away, because I know Habbo, SWAT at least, is not a for-profit agency. We're not trying to profit off it. We're just trying to grow and such, right? And to be competitive in this market of like trying to get players to come to us, we have to offer coins, right? We started this whole entire thing back in 2012, 2011 when we were the first agency to be like, look at all these coins we're giving away on weekly pays, right? This weekly schedule for pay. Like we started that whole entire agency craze, and then it started over like people started, okay, 1 coin, and then it went to like, okay, 3 times a week. Like there was a period where it was just 2 times a week. It was like a 1 time a week, and everybody else had to go to, okay, there was this transitioning period where everybody else had to catch up to SWAT and like, okay, we'll offer 1 coin a week as well. And then like, well, yeah, somebody saw like, okay, we could be competitive if we offer 2 coins a week, right? And or 2 times a week. We have 2 different pay times a week. And so you can get, more coins. And so they are competitive. And it just was like, and it escalated. It kept escalating, right? 2 times, 3 times. Now it's daily. And not only did it go daily, it went 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 6 times a day. I think is what SWAT's doing right now. Like that's how we escalated. And that you can translate that into us being competitive and bringing in new users. We're offering that, we're being competitive. You take that away and you level the playing field where we don't have to offer coins anymore. This could make the community a better place, a more fun place.
On the flip side, though, it could go opposite. It could kill all the communities.
It could kill a certain part of the community.
It could kill anybody that's in there for the coins.
Yeah, basically.
But there's always a loophole in every an MP. There's always a loophole.
I mean, also there's another benefit to this too from the agency side. Everyone who has their ranks will have to have earned it.
Yes,
that's gonna make it like that could be a better like outcome. Yes, but like I'm thinking back to the days where like you didn't have to pay coins to get people to come in. You didn't have to do all this and that. Like it's gonna force agencies to be competitive by providing an experience that is fun. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah,
right.
But okay,
SWAT's...
let's use this as an example. Back in the day, there used to be more armies than agencies.
Yes.
And that's a fact.
Yes.
Now look at it. How many are there now that are actually alive?
There's 1 army.
1, 2, or 3, maybe?
Yes. Well,
it's because people don't want the role play anymore. They don't want the extreme. They just want to come, socialize, not have to follow like a bunch of strict rules and get free coins.
I would almost argue that it's because it may be a little bit of that, but like because the whole entire community got so like if somebody, okay, let's say motivation wise, okay, if I'm doing something, if John over there is doing, I am John, Billy Bob over there is doing something and he's pulling in all these people and everybody's over there with Billy Bob and I'm over here with nobody, right? I'm like, what is Billy Bob doing that I'm not doing? Okay? Because I want people to come into my room. I want to be popular. And oh, Billy Bob's offering people coins. Okay, well then I guess I have to offer people coins. What does that do right there? That just transformed the community. The community becomes all about coins. So when SWAT and a bunch of agencies started offering coins, we transitioned the community into a whole it was like it's a tumbleweed effect or a snowball. It snowballed because then other people, like, it doesn't matter if you were not in agency or not, you had to offer more and more coins to compete with agencies to get people, because agencies we're offering coins. Well, agencies are going to take all the players, all the people who are not freaking who are not an agency that were trying to get people to come to the rooms. What did they have to do? They had to start offering more coins. And then armies, like if with all these people taking up all this space, like bringing in all these users and the user base coming to these agencies' rooms, and agencies, like more and more people transitioning to creating their own agency, so then they can offer coins and get users to come into their rooms, right? It kind of pushes armies and all those role-playing places down because the motivation isn't there. Like, oh, we have something more exciting to offer.
Yep.
It transitions the whole entire community's mindset. So
True, but that's more of a recent thing though, like over the past couple of years, I think, because like even back in the day, yeah, agencies paid, but they didn't pay in enough, an absorbent amount that made you like, oh, I can get rich, I can afford HC every month
that's
just
what
by
I'm
going to
that's
a
what I'm
few
saying.
pays.
If you remember, at that time, a majority of everything was role playing, but the most popular rooms at that time were a bunch of fan site games. There was all these fan sites competing for like their events that they were hosting, just basically 24/7. Like, okay, because they would have staff and it would transition from one game to the next, one host to the next host. That's
Yep.
what
So when
the
people
fans.
wanted to make money, they went to fan sites or games, and when they
Yes,
wanted role playing, they went to like agencies or whatever.
But fan sites died out because agencies, you just sit there and do nothing and you get coins.
agencies brought, like, if you look at that, my theory holds true, which is why I think it used to be agencies. I mean, fan site games offering all those coins to get people to the rooms. What did agencies do? We were like, we want players in our rooms too, so we started offering coins, and
Yep.
we could offer it a more consistent rate than fan sites could, and it's less
Yeah, because it
work.
wasn't chance.
Yeah. And so what happened? We took over the market, and look at this. Look at today. We have billions of agencies on the hotels. That's how you make a popular room, right there, an agency. Okay,
Yep.
and you have to offer coins. If you take away the trading aspect, the one-on-one trading aspect, right, and like that whole entire experience right there, then what happens? The community has to transition back into basically and a good experience. We would have to be competitive. We have to offer a fun
HC or something.
experience. We have to offer. We have to offer a fun. The experience of joining our agency has to be fun. We have to make it welcoming. We have to be more welcoming. We have to be better to compete with others.
Yep.
Yep, and
Well,
not
That's
jail. All
I
these.
think what didn't help with the fan sites either is that after the pay thing, the increases, another thing, and I'm totally at fault for this one, is we started taking the music end from them as well, which didn't help fan
yeah.
sites either, is because once agencies started having radio, all the agency members that used to go to those for the music
Came here.
just went to their agency, just tuned into whatever agency radio that they had going at the time, and just went,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yep, I think Chris, you were probably the head of or the first agency, like with SWAT, like the first radio for agencies.
Yep. I remember
'Cause-
paying for it out of my own pocket too.
yeah, I appreciate that. And look at this now today. Even now today, we have in our rooms, in our agency rooms, we all have our event centers. The little corner that we host events like Fridge
Yeah.
games and all that.
Yeah.
We competed. It was a competitive market. Like all these users are fighting all these communities of people because that's what it is. It's usually like it's transitioned to be more of like a community of people are fighting for new Habbos to join their room. For users, right? And we're gonna get into something a little bit and probably transition right now when it comes to because I just wanted to. That's my whole entire thought process is like it could be a really good thing to see Habbo, like agencies actually have to transition into where they have to work on their experience and their whole entire like community aspect and be competitive in that aspect instead of being competitive in coins, relying heavily on coins and being at the top of the leaderboard, right?
Yep.
So that's my whole entire thing right there. I know there's gonna be a negative aspect where it comes with the trading community is gonna be like the whole entire rooms dedicated to shops are just gonna disappear. And then I don't think like the super rares and such, unless they put a cap on how much you're able to trade. I feel like the super rares are going to be just fine. Because like if I remember right, there's going to be even like somebody was talking about. I think it might have been you, Todd, that told me some kind of like what is it, like a bidding system?
Yeah.
Just
What a person said, they're gonna when they're gonna be a public MP where people can bid on a person's items.
yeah, that's
So
not like
say
we should
say
probably say that's
say
like not super confirmed, but you go on.
it's not super confirmed, but they were saying you put an offer for 5C, and there's someone could say, "Oh, I'll bid for 5C," and then it cancels the other person's trade, and you can pick the offers on what you want. Do you want 5C or lower?
I think that would be cool. So one of the things that like I think they're trying to do with this is kill out the black market.
Yes.
We can't go too deep into the black market. I don't think Habbo would appreciate that.
No, not at all. There, I find there's going to be a loophole for the trading aspect.
yeah.
So you like 1 duck for 3C. There's your pay. You get 3C for 1 duck.
So Plux, you guys, I don't know if you guys know Plux. Plux is like a really popular Habbo. He's really outspoken. You know, he's really into the community. He's in like bed with the staff almost. You could say.
Yes, he's a
Um,
master builder of Habbo.
yeah, he builds a lot of stuff, and he's a fan site owner, and he's really popular on Twitter. People like they listen to everything he says and everything, and he does a lot of trading as well. Let's go to his Twitter profile this week because he was saying, um, okay, let's see. He actually posted this article from RuneScape comparing like he in his tweet he basically was comparing Habbo to RuneScape trade limit for RuneScape. Here's the article. This is a whole entire event that happened on RuneScape, and I'm posting it right here if you guys really want to go look at it. I can summarize it basically. They did basically the same thing that they're doing. Like
Yeah.
not exactly the same thing. Basically, they were trying to get rid of their black market. So what they did was like, okay, we have this item. Like they had a marketplace, right? But then they still allowed 1v1 trading. They just made it where if you're gonna do 1v1 trading, you can only you can't like have some like an item that's worth 500,000 coins traded for something that's worth 10 coins. There can't be a deficit like that.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get rid of the black market, right? People just giving away 100,000 coins and like, oh, this guy's giving away 100,000. He must be on the black market or something weird's going on right there, right? Because they wanted people to buy coins through them and everything, and people are buying coins through like black markets, right? It's pretty simple, right? Their community a lot bigger than so they limited, you know, they had a limit on how big the disparity, that's what they call it, the disparity between trades and the grant exchange values. Okay, and some people are kind of fearing that they're going to do that with us, like the offers on that you're allowed to do, the private offers are not going to be like super, like if you have an item that's regularly worth this much coins, like 100,000 coins, not, or let's say 10,000 coins, you're not going to be able to put it on your private offerings and trade it for or offer it for 10 coins.
Yeah, there'd be no zero deficit. Yeah.
Yeah. People are kind of afraid about that, and we still don't have any information on whether that's a true or if that's going to be a thing. But like what happened with the RuneScape community is the RuneScape community created a bunch of petitions and everything. And they got together, made all these petitions, and actually got it redone. Like they did a vote. The community voted against it, and it was only a thing for like 3 months. And he was kind of like, see, like other communities have gone through the same thing, and they removed this, they reverted the change. But I feel like the Habbo community is not like that in together that they're gonna do something like that.
No.
What was
I'm sure that petition didn't go through all the hotels, only through one hotel.
Say that again.
the petition, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure it didn't go through all the Habbo hotels.
Yeah, right now there's a petition going, for those who don't know, a petition to Dear Habbo listen to the community, like they don't want it. So 819 people have signed right now out of 1,000 that they wanted. Nearly all the activity rely on Habbo player trading. They're just trying to like ask for Habbo to do it. Habbo today released something, or said something. Let's see here. 8 hours ago, we're fully aware of how keen you are to see more of what Habbo. Okay, Habbos. We're fully aware of how keen you are to see more of what Habbo 2020 looks like and plays like. We also know that you really want to know exactly how specific things will work. The new client. To be frank, fair enough. We promised we'll have more clarity and more information for you soon as part of the official beta launch. Thank you for being patient. We'll prepare this. So they look like they're going to be trying to be a little bit more apparent. And like we're going to know a lot this week about a lot of the changes in the specific natures of a lot of everything.
Have you noticed something?
What?
They carefully word everything they put.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
They're very, very careful with the words. It's not directly saying, like, guaranteed. It's saying may kind of thing.
They said, finally, we'd just like to add that we're grateful for the feedback, the outrage, everybody you've given us on Twitter. Despite what you may think, we are, and they have that R in all caps, listening and transferring the information back to the wider team at Sioux Lake. Constructive feedback is encouraged. Use hashtag Habbo2020. So take that what you will.
So this is on like their tweeting and stuff. The one tweet where they were talking about like that they're in a rush or whatever. Now this is my speculation. How long has it been since it was announced that it was being removed, like
4
by
years.
the app itself?
Flash
I know it
was announced in Flash announced in 2017 that they are going to cancel.
So 4 years.
They said
so
20.
Habbo has had 40 years to develop this. Why did they wait so long? Why has nobody in the community gone, wait, why are you in a rush? Why weren't you adapting instantly? Like, they're the only game that hasn't adapted yet. Even like smaller companies have already switched from there to like
Yep.
HTML or something else that's still going to be running.
I'm pretty sure I can answer that question with not much like I don't have like the sources to back this up, but I do know that Habbo at one point transitioned to be like super skeleton team. Sioux Lake at least did, and then they were looking for investors, and I think they transferred like 2 times. Like they got bought out. Sioux Lake, another company bought Sioux Lake, and then the Sioux Lake got that company got like investors from a different company, and Sioux Lake just recently, earlier this year, moved over to during the COVID thing to the new facility of the people who invested in them. And was supposed to give them a lot more resources for this kind of thing. And then they only recently, just like a month or 2 ago, brought in one of the developers that was actually a popular developer back in the day. Just like a few months ago. I don't feel like they've been working on it for very long. They've known for a long time, 2017 obviously, but somewhere in the transition of there, like they've been bought over a few times, and like I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. we don't know. I don't want to like put on too much hate on that whole entire aspect of all they've
I'm
known
not.
for
Don't get me
so
wrong. I'm
long.
not putting on hate. I'm just bringing up a question that hasn't been brought up before. Why is there nothing prepared? Like,
Yeah. When I saw like, because I played like I have like before this year, I was not really on Habbo Mobile much, but I started going on Habbo Mobile a little bit more this year, and I noticed that there was features like missing, like you being able to black out the walls. That's a new thing that came out today. Actually, it was like that they think that mood lights are not going to be are going to be a thing of the past because somebody was like talking about like in the new like some kind of test thing that there was not even in the shops or anything. Um, and they didn't actually have mood lights enabled. Like you can't use mood lights on mobile. So they were thinking that mood lights are going to be a thing of the past. Hopefully they compensate all the people who have mood lights. But that being said, that's a little off topic. But
That profile blackout was really bad too.
yeah, I kind of figured whenever I saw that like the mobile version was missing all these features that okay, Habbo 2020 is going to come out. It's going to be missing a lot of features. Like it's not going to be able to translate a lot of the stuff that have on the database.
Yes.
And like I just never in a million years did I think that trading, like player to player trading, would be one of those things that they're like, I think that can wait. I think that can wait. There's going to be this awkward period where it's going to be we don't know months without trading.
Years.
That's okay. I don't think it's going to be years. I think it's going to be like months. I think or a month. I think I don't know. Like I don't get it. They still have 2 months right now. Like that doesn't make any sense that they're not able to, like, of all features that are like super controversial, right?
And the fact that beta got pushed back 3 times this
Yeah,
year.
the beta was supposed to be like somewhere in the summer
Yeah.
or spring, you know. But
yeah, but that makes sense. That was probably because of COVID and
yeah, you're right. COVID did put. I would say COVID would push that thing back a little bit. So maybe even COVID had something to do with us not being able to have the trading feature right now. I don't
Yeah.
know
yeah,
why.
but like that should have been one of the first things they did. Like after copying over Fernie database, player data,
The
which will
features
have
they
to be
moving.
obviously update. But
Yeah,
like that should have been one of the first.
we've been having screenshots for almost 2. They've been. I feel like have been working on this for about 2 years. I remember screenshots last year or earlier this year. Maybe it was like super earlier this year. I don't know.
I mean, they're still working on new updates and releasing random
Furniture.
maintenances at random points.
Of this client,
Like,
yeah.
how many did we have in one day the one time? 5?
Oh, when they broke Habbo? Yeah.
Oh, it was like a week or so after that or something, like, or a couple days before, a couple days after. There was like 5 in a day. I remember like the thing popping up. Oh yeah, in 3 minutes we're doing a maintenance. Okay, cool. Maintenance happens. Everybody logs back in. 2 hours later, another one pops up. What?
Okay, here's another thing that just happened this week. So another change that we now know that's going to be a part of this 2020 is the fact that if you edit a room in Builders Club, you are not going to be able to, like, if you run out of Builders Club, people aren't going to be able to enter that room.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, Chris? The floor plan.
Yeah.
It makes sense business wise. It makes so much sense because I know for a fact, like, if they're looking at the customer base and they're like, okay, we have this offering, this product offering, and they have this awesome feature that everybody really likes, but the whole entire community only goes on there. They pay for a few days of Builders Club. They edit the room layout, the floor layout, and then they don't touch Builders Club again.
Yeah, that's so true.
And so it makes so much sense. Like it like that. I never thought of that they do that, but it doesn't surprise me, right?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I don't know why there's so much outlash about that. I think it's because people don't want to have to pay for both HC and Builders Club.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you don't want to have to pay for Builders Club,
Don't
Yeah.
build.
don't use it.
Yeah.
Use the old school way.
Well, I think the
Use a
outrage.
stacker with like tiles.
There's more
Yeah.
outrage. Like I think if they had just there was more outrage than there needed to be because they made it a thing without letting everybody know that it was going to be a thing.
They didn't give us warning. No warning.
So like it came out like early in the morning that like, oh wow, people are not able to enter these rooms, and then later that day they announced it that, oh yeah, we should have released this a little bit sooner. But then later this week, so that was the 21st that happened. So 21st, so that was Wednesday. Okay, that's why I kept having Wednesday. So Monday, all the stuff came out about us not being able to trade. So it's been a crazy week. Okay, we go to Tuesday, a Wednesday, and Wednesday morning, people aren't like these. There's this thing where you can't let people in your room unless you have Builders Club, and everyone's like, "What the heck?" Okay, and then they released the thing. Okay, a couple days later on Friday, they released another update saying that they're reverting that change, which is cool. But I feel like it almost feels like a setup because everybody was so upset about the trading thing that they did this thing to get everybody focused on the Builders Club thing, and then they reverted the Builders Club thing, saying that okay, for now we're gonna have it reverted, but when Habbo 2020 comes out, it's gonna be this feature. But if you edit your room before 2020, then people are gonna be able to enter it without needing Builders Club.
So build. Literally said build now.
So yeah, use your Builders Club now. Set up your rooms, whatever. I guess. I know there's gonna be a lot of people doing that. SWAT's gonna have to do that.
I'm
Yeah.
not a fan of the new feature, the profile hidden. I hate that.
Yeah, I dislike that too. I know that's kind of like that hurts agencies because somebody could just like, yeah.
So as far as I'm aware, it was actually supposed to be a feature long before, but it was broken,
Huh.
and they didn't fix it.
Yeah, I heard that too. You're right about that. That's what it was. Apparently, it's supposed to be like that all this time, but it just doesn't. I think they should revert that. I don't know. I could go into it like I could just I hide my profile, and I could be like, hey, I like to like. You don't know if I'm the SWAT founder. Like I could hide my badge and be like, yeah, I'll join your agency.
Yeah.
I know there's a workaround where you can go into Habbo widgets or whatever and
That's how much work,
see it. What? Say that again.
but that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, and you can't expect your front desk new Habbos. They're new to Habbo in the first place, right? And
Yep.
you're expecting them to look at them up on the thing, right? Yeah, that's a kind of crazy thing that people like. I just like it because I'm trying to figure out, okay, who's this person? Is this the person that I think he is? And I click his profile and I can't click him, right? I'm like, oh dang, no, I can't see it, right?
Yep.
I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. But I don't know. Maybe we have like a stipulation where you can't have your profile hidden if you want to join an agency. I think that's probably a change we should make.
That is standard practice. I mean, we have a rule that if your profile is private, you cannot collect pay or promotion.
That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's how agencies are working around that. That's awesome. What was I gonna go into? I was something about the room population. Oh yeah, I think not only are, and I want to see how you guys think that this is gonna like like these features that they're changing are gonna like transform the whole entire community so much, right? Like I talked earlier about how like the motivation for getting somebody to come into your room is going to change, and we have to be more competitive. We're going to have to offer a more fun experience for people to join our community, and be more competitive in that aspect to get people to come in. But here's the thing: Habbo, I very much doubt like that you're gonna be able to use multiple bots. People are botting rooms right now, and these AFK chairs and everything. I don't think it's confirmed that AFK chairs are not going to work, but I definitely like knowing Unity and everything. I definitely doubt that you're going to be able to
AFK.
have multiple accounts up at the same time. And I think like that's going to like you just in a day like boom all these agencies with like hardly any people in them. I feel like that's going to make SWAT look a lot better because I feel like SWAT recently like has had like more active spurts where we have more people active people like actually online. um but what do y'all think about that? It's water.
That's true, and somewhat, yeah. It could definitely kill off a lot of population.
I think like it's not only like this trading thing, like it's going to kill all these smaller startup agencies. Like they're
Oh
just
yeah.
not they're not going to be able to compete with because what do we have? We have a community, right?
Yes.
And a lot of these smaller agencies have like what do they play off of? They play off of the hype of a new agency, the hype of you being able to get a super high rank at this really popular agency right now because all these people are like hyped about that same fact of being able to get a high rank. But they don't have an established community, so they can't like they trickle out eventually, right? We've seen I like since coming back to
And
Habbo.
come back to SWAT.
Well, since coming back to Habbo this past year, I've seen like literally like well over 10 different startup agencies start up and then fail. Like they're super hype at the first start and then they just crash really fast.
Yep, and then they all go back to big agencies with lower ranks.
Yeah. And that's the whole entire community. Or they go to a new startup or the
Yeah.
next new startup. and it's just like a whole entire cycle over and over and over and over. But it's going to make it this whole entire new thing. It's going to make it even harder for them to compete with us and like
Yep.
HDA, HIA, communities with a like agencies with a community behind them instead of these little hype things because that's all that those little agencies have. These new startups, all they have behind them is that little hype about oh I'm and you can get a super high rank here. You can be an administrator. You can have room rights. And look at us. We have 30 people in our room right now. We're going to the sky. Look at us. That's all they have for them is that hype at the beginning. They don't have the community to back what they want to do. And they don't understand that. And so they're going to fail. There's going to be like, it's going to be even harder for them to start an actual business.
Yep. Yeah, agencies are crying right now. They're like really crying.
Yeah. Agencies are going to lock in. I don't think it's going to be as bad as people think. I think the people who are able to stop complaining and transition and adapt to what the times are going to require, those are the
Yep.
people who are going to those are the communities are going to be still be successful and are going to be successful. But I think we'll probably end the podcast right there. Thanks, Todd. Thanks, Chris, for coming on.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem.
Till next time.